Hey traders, Parker here with another indicator. Today I'll be introducing you to the Parabolic SAR Trend Plus Structural Level indicator. I know it's a mouthful, but it's a free indicator. I'm not sure if you ever thought about it, but Parabolic SAR really does help find those swing high, swing lows, or it really does help you push out those market structures or graphs is trend. But SAR stands for stop and reverse. Basically, and that's what the indicator does. These green dots and these red dots, and basically that's what happens. A lot of times they use it as the trailing stop for a lot of traders, but I'm going to put on these structural levels and get into it. So that's a mid, the support and resistance, and we can see we can really map out these things on gold. As you can see, you have your resistance level, you have your midpoint, and you have your support level from there. Each one, it corresponds to when the parabolic SAR changes direction to stop and reverse to go lower, stop and reverse to go higher here. So I found that it works a lot better on the higher time frames than the lower time frames, especially if you try and use this on a 1 minute chart. You can really get chopped up. So you can see it from there, but it actually does help you find certain support and resistance levels, and you can look for price to return to those different levels. Even though it broke down past this level, and you can see that almost acted as some type of resistance, short-term resistance, where it did push back above. So we go to, I found it working out really good on a 15-minute chart, and you can see right here, this is our 15-minute resistance level where price or the SAR decided to stop and reverse and go lower, but it left this resistance level right here. And you look where price came back to was that immediate resistance level, and it pushed back up higher. And you can see right here in this resistance level right here, it actually acted as support in that sense. And we can find some other places where the lower one, the lower SAR support area actually acted as support until it was broken down. Even here, you can see where the buyers came back in and bought it back up. Let's see. It's a couple of different levels on here as well, but this is a pretty volatile. This is gold futures. I'm going to put my drawings back on here, but we can also go back to QQQ with the whole entire market sell-off. I'm going to remove my drawings for a moment so we can see it a lot clearer. But I just wanted to show you where these things really, where the parabolic SAR really act as support, found these support resistance levels here. And you can see where prices took off from there. Even with the market sell-off, it bounced here, created this support level. It wasn't able to sustain it here, but you see where this candle bottom right here, or the body of the candle actually stopped right there, and you had this lower wick. But once price broke up below it, it actually acted as resistance up until that point, until price was able to overcome it. But also over here in the start of the day, once price broke below the support area, it acted as resistance from that point on. And it wasn't able to stay above the midpoint and actually create this lower low here. But it also found some type of support from pre-market back here, and it pushed above, but it didn't. Finally went ahead and collapsed. But we can go to another sell-off period from here, and you can see the parabolic SAR basically for this whole entire day, or the 15-minute chart, showed that it was bearish the whole entire day up until this point right here when you got a switch. And you can see why traders will use this as their stop out point, or trailing stop right here. And you got this push back above, but it couldn't break above this midpoint for the actual range from here. And we can go find some other days, but I'm going to switch it to a lower time frame. But you can use these different time frames to say, hey, it's bullish on the 15-minute chart according to the parabolic SAR, especially when you're right here on the beginning of this day. So we switch it down to a 5-minute. And we come back in there, it's a little more noisier, but you could clearly see certain areas of support or certain areas of resistance, especially if you're a scalper. This push right here would have gave you a nice scalp right here on the QQQ. And you can see right here, this midpoint acted as resistance. Price got above it, went below when it created this new bearish ZAR right here, and then it created this bullish ZAR right here on the next one. That's why I said it's more noisier. But you can see the same high right here. It found the high. You didn't have to mark it out. It found it right there, and then it's acting as support from there. You can see where it came back right here at the support. Then it marked out this resistance level for you where you didn't have to worry about it either. And then from there, it acted as support as well, and then it pushed above. It ranged right here from the midpoint to here. But that's what this indicator does. It's going to help you find those possible areas of support and resistance. And I think the other stock, let me put my lines back on here. Tesla. Tesla, the same situation. It broke above. You can see where it acted as resistance on this long low wick right here, and that's all buying that came back through it. You can say this is a flag pattern, flagging right here. Then it pushed above. It didn't find another resistance level right here, but you can see where it pushed above, and that's because the low never did breach this the ZAR level. But you can see you have clearly resistance from the pre-market here, where price really just settled on there, made a decision to go up higher. But this gives you almost automatic support and resistance levels for whatever time frame you're on when it comes to the ZAR. And then you can always go in here and adjust the ZAR, the acceleration, and all these, the sensitivity of the parabolic ZAR, I should say. And you can just use it from there. You can see right here, using this midpoint, it absorbed up there, but it couldn't break above resistance, broke through the mid, broke through that support area that it found basically from pre-market. And then from there, it pushed above, got it back above the midpoint. You can see where it's bright green. So buyers was coming in. All this dark right here is all low volume. Then you see relative low volume. And then you see right here, it kind of just traded. And then it finally pushed above, hit this last resistance level where it found right there. And then it just traded from there. But this is the indicator. I called it the ZAR structural levels or the ZAR market structural levels. But it was really interesting to me once I had the idea. But I had the idea for a while, but never did really do anything about it. But finally decided to do something about it. But I wanted to give it away. Hopefully it helps you in your trade, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out to listen to what I had to say and support my channel. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and you'll be alerted to whenever I do these put out these free indicators, or when I put out some of my other paid indicators. But I wish you the best. Stay safe, and God bless.